Hey guys, welcome to my video. Thanks for watching. This is going to be a reading based on the energies of the new moon, the black moon, second new moon in the month, which is a rarity. Doesn't happen all the time, doesn't happen often. So we're going to get into the energies for the lessons that are being presented to us during this new moon, and then our advice from spirit or what we should focus on in this present moment to kind of help clear the negative energies that are wanting to be washed away from us. This reading is going to be for Divine Masculine. We're going to go ahead and take a look at the lesson being learned, and we got blame here for our lesson card. I accept responsibility for my well-being. And then for the advice, or what Divine Masculine should focus on, what you should be focusing on, Divine Masculine. I am accepting and I hold purity in high esteem. All right. And we do have I listen to opposing opinions at the bottom of the deck there, and I feel like that is going to tie in with the theme here for you, Divine Masculine. All these cards connect here with the message Spirit is trying to get out to you. So you may be faced with experiences leading up to this new moon that kind of cause you to reflect on your own actions, or should be causing you to reflect on your own actions. If you didn't know that now and you're watching this video, now you know. And I'm here to give you a broader perspective on things that may be happening for you and how to integrate those lessons and ascend a little bit more in your understanding. So blame here, it's I accept responsibility for my well-being. Now, alchemically, or in spirituality, every time we place blame outside of ourselves, we're giving our power away to change our circumstances. Okay? If we blame so-and-so for the reason why our lives are going a certain way, then that would leave responsibility in the hands of so-and-so to change that and to have some say on how it is you are able to live your life in this realm, in this existence, which is false. I mean, it's so much easier to just say, oh, I can't live the life I want to because blah, blah, blah. It's so much easier to place that responsibility outside of ourselves. But then later down the road, when we realize that the reason why we're in the position we're in is because of our decisions leading up to that point in our life have not been the best, sometimes it may be too late. So I'm going to go ahead and read the lesson here for blame. It is so easy to give away the power to transform your life. Certainly there have been people along your path who have shaped you into who you are today, but you are solely responsible for your own happiness. The ego can be a very fragile thing, and if it comes under fire, the first instinct is to blame an outside force. Victim consciousness weakens the connection that you have to your soul source. The mindset says, I don't have the power inside myself to break free because someone else's power is stronger. This is an illusion. When you believe that someone else is responsible for your problems, that belief is the problem. Personal responsibility can empower you to change your reality. Lasting transformation always begins on the inside and works its way out. There is a difference between a reason and an excuse. A reason is valid and unavoidable. An excuse is an attempt to shift the blame. Okay, so when you make an excuse for something, you're excusing your responsibility from that situation. And like I said, it's so much easier to do that, but it's so self-sabotaging at the end of the day. And by the time you realize it, it may be too late. So what I wanted to get into here, and this is like a lesson for if you didn't watch my fixed signs reading, a lot of the lesson was taking their power back, not placing that blame externally anymore. Because once you're able to realize that you have the power, you are the creator of this life. You create the life that you want. There's no one outside of yourself who has the power to dictate how your life is lived or what you experience in this realm, unless you give them power to do that. Okay? That is but an illusion. And then we have, I hold purity in highest esteem, and I am accepting as what you should focus on. And this is perfect, because once we align our chakras here, and that's what the I hold purity and high esteem here is about, aligning those chakras and being more connected to the divine, we're able to accept circumstances for what they are rather than going against the current. Divine has its own will. So anything you experience in this realm of existence has a reason or a lesson behind it. And so what you should focus on is, if you've been having these experiences, every time you feel yourself wanting to place blame externally, take a look at that situation and what you could have done differently in that situation. And then begin to make the conscious effort towards turning that situation around. And each time you do that, you'll begin to realize that the true power lies within yourself. It's not externally. No one's going to come down from the sky and grant you a better life. You have to make that way yourself. Of course, the divine is here to assist us, but it's on us whether or not we're going to follow or heed that advice and guidance, or remain stuck. And once we align our chakras, you see, when they're balanced and in alignment, we're able to perceive things from a higher perspective, because we've ascended to a higher level of awareness that grants us the ability to see things from a higher perspective, or the bigger picture of things. So it's like not looking at the negative things, the things we perceive to be negative that happen to us in our lives as someone acting out directly against us, because the divine places these experiences in our lives to teach us something. And the lesson that you're needing to learn here is to begin to shift that focus of blaming people externally and shift that focus internally. Once you're able to do that, you're able to begin taking that power back, taking your own power back. I am accepting. You realize that the universe works on its own accord, and we have the free will to flow with that or resist it. When we resist it, we get put in a very low vibrational way of being, where we're blaming, we're guilting, we're shaming, we're just in a low vibration. We're unable to see the positive in any situation. And even if you perceive there to be no positive in the situation, you make it positive by transforming or transmuting that negative energy and taking the positive, or transforming that negative into a positive if you don't see a positive in it. All right, like I said, we have that free will to perceive things from the higher or the lower perspective, and that takes time and that takes practice. A conscious effort of choosing the higher path with every challenge that the divine presents with, not against us, because nothing is against us. Everything is an opportunity, and we have to look at it that way, an opportunity to learn and grow, rather than placing blame and having that victim mentality of things happening to you or happening to me, because nothing is happening to you. Things are just happening. We are experiencing, and with every experience comes an opportunity to learn more, to grow more, or to stay stuck. And even when we decide to stay stuck, everything else around us continues to move. And do you want to live in the eternal hell of the low vibrations, because you're not able to see things from that higher perspective? You're not open to the higher frequencies? I don't know if I'll find this, but I do want to read off So for example, if your living situation isn't the best, like maybe you don't get along with your roommate, or you don't get along with your parents if you live with your parents, and instead of saying, oh, I'm in this situation because I don't make enough money, or or they treat me like crap, everyone treats me like crap. It's about finding the way out of the situation. How do I get out of this situation? How do I get out of this situation? Not how do I change the behaviors or mindsets of another being so that I'm able to live a more comfortable existence with them, because it's going to start from within first, and the way you perceive things is going to shift your mood or your opinions on things. Let's see. I listen to opposing opinions. So if you're like I said, if you're not agreeing with someone in your reality or your immediate environment, choose inquiry over inflammation, appreciation over anger. The thorns are no less part of the rose than its petals. And while they may poke if you hold too tight, you can appreciate them for what they are. You can see the integral part, the literal and metaphorical thorns of life play in the divine design of nature and the spiritually mature soul. So that goes hand in hand with what I said. There is a divine design here. Okay? Nothing's happening to you. And the sooner you're able to understand that, you place less emphasis on an individual's journey. You know, you begin to see things as a whole. This person has their own path. This person has their own lessons they're learning. And that person's soul's lessons are playing into the grand scheme of things. This person is helping me learn something more about myself. This person is exposing parts of myself that would have otherwise gone unchecked, you know? Or if it weren't for this person making me so angry, I wouldn't have realized certain aspects of myself, you know? And that person's awakening may come later down the road. It may not even be in this lifetime, but you're able to see things from the higher perspective and the divine's will and the divine wanting to experience through us. And with every experience comes a deeper level of understanding for not only our souls, but the divine presence. Let's see. So yeah, everyone here, every being on this planet has its place, its part, its role in the grand design, the divine design. And it's not up to us what that purpose is for that being or that person. It only causes dysfunction and discord and dysresonance within ourselves when we decide to go against that. Like I said, it keeps us in a lower vibrational way of being. So Divine Masculine, that has been your reading or your advice for the new moon coming in with the new moon energies. And I will see you on the next reading. Bye-bye.